Hey guys, how's it going? And happy Friday. I hope all of you guys are doing good today. Guess what? I plowed snow again this morning, but I'm back inside, warmed up a little bit, and I'm really happy to be here with all of you guys. So I hope everyone's doing good out there and enjoy the chat tonight. That's one of the main things that are awesome about this stream. Not really what I say, but just you guys all being here and hanging out together. So I appreciate all of you. And I'll probably complain about some stuff tonight, but that's okay. We should complain when we're pissed off and get it off of our chest. But I also just want to keep offering encouragement to all of you guys because let's just say this. Let's go, Brandon. The former vice president, the most popular and the most fortified of all time. Well, I did a stream actually a couple months ago now talking about how he banned Russian ammo, firearms, sanctions that in theory could be erased by a future president if we ever actually have one again, but they usually don't, right? Well, unfortunately, with these recent events in Ukraine with Russia, I'll be honest with you guys, I don't actually know what's going on over there in Russia and Ukraine. Why? Well, because it's the fake news reporting on it, and I've caught them lying about, probably 99% of what they've said over the years, so why would I all of a sudden believe them now? So here's the deal, though. There's something going on, and it is probably most definitely going to affect Russian ammo. See, the Russian ammo already has been sanctioned. However, there's something called a Form 6 that importers use. It's government paperwork that they have to fill out so they can import goods like this from other countries. And they basically said all of the Form 6s that were already approved when the former vice president sanctioned the Russian ammo, those could be fulfilled. Well, guess what? Like everything, like every single day we wake up and there's something else. It's frames and receivers. They're going to try to stop you from being able to build your own firearm. It's the pistol braces that were designed for a handicapped veteran and used by virtually everybody, right? And we talked about that recently. Well, now it's your ammo again, and the price to play poker just went up yet again. And now they're saying, and I can read you guys an email in just a little bit that I got from one of the major ammo suppliers talking about how, yeah, this is going to affect the importation of Russian ammo, even Russian ammo that was already approved on these Form 6s. Now, some of you guys are probably watching saying, I don't like Russian ammo. I don't like steel case. It ruins my gun. It does this. It does that. Although I would note there's lots of Russian offerings that do not have the bimetal steel jacket on the bullet, that actually have a brass jacket. And I would argue don't do anything detrimental to your firearm. So I'm not really wanting to debate too much, but you guys can say whatever you want, obviously, and I know you will, whether you should like Russian ammo or not. But I do like Russian ammo, and I'm into many Comblok style firearms, like the AK, the SKS, Makarovs, Tokarevs, just too many to even list here. The Mosin Nagant, can't forget that one. That's one of my favorites. And historically, we bought ammo from Russia for a couple reasons. First of all, Russia designed most of these firearms, and they make the ammo, in my opinion, most appropriate for the use in these firearms. The other reason is because it's cheap, cheaper than American-made ammo. Why? Well, probably several reasons, but at the same time, it's just cheaper, period, end of story. And it's not just because it's steel case. I saw Hornady put out some 7.62x39 steel case the other day, and it was like $25 a box, right? Yeah, literally. So here's what's basically happened with the recent stuff going on in Ukraine with Russia. And let me say this real quick. Ukraine, Russia, Putin. I don't like Putin. Why would I like Putin? I don't like any form of communism, former, past, present. But I'll tell you who else I don't like at all. And that's this former vice president. We call him Brandon. We call him many, many things, right? And here's what I'm trying to be mature enough and smart enough to realize. That there's a lot of people that live in Russia who probably don't like Putin either. Now, I would note there's a lot of people that live in Ukraine that don't like their president either. And both countries are very corrupt, and I'm not like an expert on geopolitics. However, as far as I can tell, again, not really believing anything the fake news says, Both countries are probably equally corrupt. And here's the sad part. Look at who's in the White House right now in this country, if you want to talk about corrupt. And this is sad, but I actually have a hard time thinking right now, who's more corrupt? Is it Ukraine? Is it Russia? Or is it the United States with this former vice president? And to a point, I'm kind of repeating myself because there's lots of ties with the Ukrainian government. There's lots of pipelines, right? So with that said, and there's still some of you guys, and look, I respect you having your opinion because I want you to be you. But there's some people saying we need to reject all Russian ammo right now. Okay, that's fine. But why? Why do you say that? And here's why I say I'm not. And I think it's a shame that the price of it just literally has gone up a lot. Just in the last 2 days, it's going to continue to go up, and it'll probably dry up prematurely even before the Form 6s expire. Because you know what? I'm far from perfect, and all of you are too, but I try to be a good person, and I know a lot of you guys are really good people too. And you live in the United States of America, most likely, although there are some foreign people, and shout out to you that do watch this channel. But you live in the United States. And your former vice president is a despot and a tyrant and one of the most repulsive, evil people that I've ever even seen. Does that make you a bad person? If I told you it did, wouldn't you reject that? That'd be a terrible thing to say. Now let's look at Russia. I know less about Putin than I do our former vice president because I'm forced to live under the tyranny of it. So I obviously notice the prices at the gas pump. By the way, Pro 2A Tactical, look at the gas prices there. Look, this was meant to be a meme just a couple weeks ago when he sent me the shirt. Now gas prices are literally almost that much in Michigan right now. And let's look over at Russia. Do any of you guys work in factories? Do any of you drive a truck? Do any of you do manual labor? Well, there's people that live in Russia that do that too. And if you want to, you can judge all Russian people and say they're exactly the same as their leader. And you can do that, but I think it'd be fair if you, I guess, said that about yourself because of who the alleged supposed leader is in this country. So I know it's a hot button topic, and I might have just got some people really mad at me for saying that, but here's what happened. When the former vice president sanctioned the ammo from Russia, he didn't hurt Putin. Look, he sanctioned the ammo, which was 0 point and like 100 zeros, 1% of their GDP, virtually nothing, and then allowed them to open up a pipeline that previously was shut down, right? Was shut down. He allowed them to open it up. He made a deal. By the way, where's Hunter? Where's Hunter? What about that high-ranking board member job that he had in Ukraine? Just think about all this. I'm not going to get into it too much because I mainly want to talk about the ammo, but this is all the context where it really matters right now, right? Yeah, think about it. Ukraine, Russia, the former vice president. I'm basically repeating myself. So they open the pipeline, which is like, that's the main part of their economy. They're very rich in natural resources. It's called Burisma. It's called natural gas. It comes out of Russia. It flows through Ukraine's, right? The former vice president's son sat on the board. If you don't fire the prosecutor, you're not getting the $1 billion. Do you guys remember that? Look at what Pelosi owns stock in. Look at what almost all of these politicians own stock in. Follow the money, and you'll find yourself actually, if you literally follow the money, you'll find yourself swimming through a pipeline that comes from Russia through Ukraine. And that's where the money flows through that country. Yeah, and that was approved. Them sanctioning the Russian ammo didn't hurt Russia. Even if you still hate Russia, and I don't care if you do or not, it didn't hurt Russia. It actually hurts you. And it's gun control is what it is. That's not going to affect the economy of the country of Russia. It's literally affecting you. And I hate this type of stuff, but I remember a stream, about 2 years ago. Do you guys remember that? 2 years ago, almost exactly. I think 2 weeks from now, it'll literally be 2 years. And they called it 15 days to slow the spread. You guys remember that? 15 days to slow the spread. 2 years later, it's speeding up, obviously. Right? Some of the scariest words you can hear. I'm from the government. I'm here from the government, and I'm here to help. That's what they told you 2 years ago. 15 days. Well, right about that time, I was on here on my YouTube stream, sitting in the same spot I am right now. I would say the same chair, but that one broke. But I'm sitting in a chair that's the same model, right? I was like, guys, ammo just starting to go up just a little bit. This is not going to be good. And it wasn't a couple weeks later, and it had doubled in price. Well, here we are. And you guys that are on Locals, I can share stuff on Locals that I just can't share here. Locals is a censorship-free platform. I know a lot of you guys are over there. We're having a complete blast. Make sure you check it out. And I made a post just a couple weeks ago. And by the way, Susan Wiki, she just left, but all of the YouTube employees that are watching this stream, welcome. I hope you guys have a good time tonight. And of course, I'm not promoting any type of sites here. That's why I do that over on Locals, which is another site. So welcome. And I know there are some YouTube employees that are regulars here that do really like the stream. So I made a post over there to a specific site, and I said, look, $6.78 for Barnall 762x39. That was a pretty good deal. And it lasted till they had a really good free shipping event, and then it was gone. And then it came back just a little bit more. And then literally all I hear on the news is Russia, 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 Russia. And then I said, you know what? And I'm chuckling, but it's really not funny. I'm like, I know where this is heading. See, I've been around this for a long time. I actually got into guns right around the time they banned the ammo from China. Now, everything else we buy is from China, but not Chinese ammo. Why? Again, not to punish the Chinese, but to punish you. So we went to Russian ammo, which is the cheap ammo, but literally every time something happens, they never let a good crisis go to waste. That's the motto of the left, and it always has been. And it always will be. And by the way, these people are evil, and evil is always going to prevail when good men do nothing. And I hope there's a lot of good people who are finally getting sick and tired of all this crap. Because anytime anything happens, they go after more guns and more ammo. And I did a local stream, right, just yesterday, and I said, hey, guys, I just watched ammo go up $1 a box. Steel case, 7.62x39. The 5.45x39 went up $2 a box. I know, again, not a lot of you guys are actually into 5.45x39, but if you are, it's time to get a little bit alert or a little bit concerned, or hopefully you guys already are stockpiled up, because I've been sharing deals like crazy with you guys on Locals all summer long. We want to prepare when things aren't as bad, right? But that stuff went up $2 a box. 5.45x39 is going to be in trouble. And I think it's going to be in trouble even quicker than we thought, because we knew that the Russian ammo was going to dry up. It's already been banned. It's a dead man walking, right? But we knew we still had a few months. Well, now all of a sudden, everybody's buying it up as fast as they can because, you know, you guys have used your common sense and you know that, well, look, stuff's going on with Russia. And regardless of what's going on over there or what's not, the media says so. So just having the hype alone is enough to, you know, create some issues and create some shortages. Well, literally, just since I did that stream on Locals yesterday, 7.62x39 has gone out of stock at one of the 3 places I was recommending. By the way, check the description of this video if you want to link to my Locals post. I can't link to those types of sites here, and I'm not doing that. But Locals is another site, so if you go to the link and go over to Locals, you can sign up for free or support, which is much appreciated. And I appreciate the way all of you guys support, by the way. Patreon supporters, Locals, channel members, generous super chats. You guys are literally the only reason I can keep this channel going, because these shows aren't sponsored by companies. I don't say brought to you by this company, if you've noticed. So you guys are my sponsors, and I appreciate it. But go over there. You can sign up for free. I can link to there. You sign up for an account, and then you'll be able to see the posts and the deals that I put over there. But yeah, one of the places is sold out of 7.62x39 just 24 hours later. A couple of the other places have gone up $1 a box again just since last night. The other place went up $2 a box just since last night. So in the last 48 hours, I'm seeing it selling out. And this is just 7.62x39 I'm talking about. So I'm just giving you guys a heads up. I don't own an ammunition company, okay? Nothing like that. But I'm watching it happen, and I hope I'm wrong on this. But, yeah, I haven't been wrong yet. Usually when I'm predicting that we're going to have another ammo crunch. Now, I'm not saying this is going to affect all ammunition. I'm literally specifically talking about the Russian stuff. It's not going to affect other ammo to the same extent. Let me say that. But no doubt, I think it will affect all ammo prices. And here's why. When you have cheap Russian ammo that offers competition to the more expensive brass-cased offerings, American-made offerings, imports from other countries. We see a lot of ammo from Czechoslovakia lately, even from Turkey, countries like that. And look, it's called capitalism, and I prefer capitalism over communism, obviously. I don't like crony capitalism, but that's a lot closer to fascism, which I also reject. But true capitalism, I like. I like it when businesses can make a profit, right? And they should make a profit, because if I enjoy their service, if I enjoy their goods, if it's a good gun shop like Marksman Shooting Sports that I saw in the chat earlier, I want him to stay in business because he has an excellent business and I enjoy shopping there. Now, me personally, I'm personally friends with him, so I want my friend to do well. But let's say I didn't know Chris at all personally, but I just like shopping there. I would want him to stay in business. So it's good that people make a profit, right? And if they're really good at what they do, or they do a lot of something that they're good at, they should make as much money as possible. That's awesome. However, here's what happens. It's called competition. It's supply and demand, but it's also competition, right? And no, I'm not an economics major, but you don't need to be. This is like as simple as it gets. So all of a sudden, when the lowest offering either goes way up in price, right, because the supply is getting cut off, or it ceases to exist at all, now if, say right now it's $14.75, and I do have a post over on Locals that shows you where you can get it at. 9mm, I think it's Tula ammo, maybe Wolf. Not a whole lot of difference, really. Okay, well, that's $1 cheaper than the $15.99 that the AAC is. And while many people will probably buy the AAC, and I've been posting that like crazy on Locals too, nice stuff, there's some guys that are going to do it to save that $1.25. Well, when there's no longer that cheaper price, and now $15.99 is the cheapest price, and people are buying more and more and more of it where they can't keep up, they're like, well, hold on a minute. This is an easy problem to solve. And this isn't price gouging. This is just how businesses work and how a good business should work, to be honest. If they can't even keep it in stock at $15.99 because now it's the cheapest there is, okay, $17.99. Now they can keep it in stock a little longer and make more per unit. And now they're still the cheapest. You guys know what I'm saying? So for all of you, and I know some people in the chat, and I can see you guys out of the corner of my eye. Sorry, I can't read every chat in real time, guys. There's just way more of you than me. But you say you hate Steelcase. You think it's garbage. And I started off the stream saying, I know some of you guys will think that way. And that's fine. Different strokes for different folks. I'm just reminding you, this could affect all of us somewhat. And it often does. All of this stuff is interconnected because it's not just 545 by 39, okay, that's sold in Steelcase. And it's not just 762 by 39, 762 by 54R, 9mm Makarov, 762 by 25 Tokarev. No, actually, there's tons and tons of 9mm, as in like 9 by 19. Probably the most popular round in America, let's face it, certainly for pistol. Yeah, tons of that actually comes in Steelcase. And the prices on that are going up right now. And then it goes back to what I just said a few minutes ago. When there's nothing that's low price to compete, you usually see prices on everything else go up a little bit. And that's just kind of how capitalism works-ish, right? 223. Tons of Steelcase 223 comes into this country. Now, I'm going to go out on a whim, not too much of one. I'm pretty darn sure that's the most popular rifle round in the United States. And probably when I mention that, there's definitely like at least 550 of you. No, there can't be that many. There's not that many people watching, but there's at least a couple of you saying, under no circumstances whatsoever would I even consider shooting Steelcase to my AR-15. And again, that's your prerogative. I'm assuming you bought it with your own money or it was gifted by somebody who wanted to share it with you. It's yours. It belongs to you. Don't shoot Steelcase with it if you don't want to. However, when the Steelcase is either gone or it's the same price or more than brass, what's going to be the competition to keep the price down on the brass offering that you might enjoy? And by the way, just a quick tip for you guys, a quick tip, because I know there's a lot of people that are new to guns here, and I just want to help you guys out. If your AR-15 doesn't shoot steel case reliably, now there's probably technically hundreds of variables, but 99% of the time it's this one thing: your chamber's too tight. So there you go. Your chamber's probably a little bit too tight. It's out of spec on the too tight end if it holds on to steel case and it won't extract it out of the chamber. They call it stuck cases. Some people talk about that. So I get asked that question like literally all the time. So hopefully some of you guys that were wondering, that helps answer the question. You probably have a little bit too tight of a chamber. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe your chamber's too tight because you've never cleaned it even once, but it's actually usually more like they machined it a little bit out of spec on too tight, on the tight side. And that's usually why it won't shoot steel case. Because usually people say it won't shoot steel case, but what they really mean is a lot of times it gets stuck in the chamber. You know what I'm saying? That's what most people mean. And I'm sure you guys have had other things happen too. But 308, otherwise known as 7.62 NATO or 7.62 by 51, lots of steel case of that brought into the country. And hey, there's a lot of people that love shooting 308 steel case too. Do any of you guys have roller delay blowback guns like Set Me See, right? Do you have a PTR 91? Do you have any type of HKG3? If you do, you probably know what I'm talking about. It kind of really messes up your brass really bad. So I know a lot of people that love to run steel case in those guns. So there's a couple little misconceptions here. I'm mainly just bringing you guys to your attention. If you're into steel case ammo, I don't know. I'm not saying run out and buy it right now, but at least I wanted to tell you, okay? I wanted to tell you guys about it. Because my channel is still a really, really small channel, guys. But it was much smaller 2 years ago than it is now. Like, much, much, much smaller. But the 30 people that were watching 2 years ago, I tried to warn you guys. I said, guys, it's going up. It's gone up 20 cents yesterday, 50 cents the day before, and it wasn't even 2 weeks. And all ammo had doubled. Then it was almost sold out. Then it quadrupled. You guys can actually go back and look at that. You know what I'm saying? You guys can actually go back and look at that. I put it up there. And oh my gosh, tens of thousands of people came in and left me comments all of summer of 2020, 2021. Some of them still do today. They're like, dude, I wish I would have known ammo was going to go up. And I'm like, I told you, but I get it because they didn't even know I existed. So for those people that are watching me now, I just wanted to tell you guys, that's a pretty big deal. And a lot of times you don't really see what happens until it's already over with. Him sanctioning the ammo, big deal. Now with this going on in Russia, Ukraine, you know what I'm saying? Whatever's going on, people are making a run on it as we speak. I think I saw my friend Sergey in there. What's happening, man? Do I have some chats, Linda, before they get too far behind? I really appreciate all you guys' super chats. It's a good way to ask a question in real time and help keep the channel going. And I do put all the money back into the channel. So thanks, guys. We have a member chat. And she has to manually type that out because StreamYard doesn't pull those over. Okay, but Judas Priest with the super chat, with the member super chat. Thank you, a channel member. He says, good evening, 2A Edu. Love your t-shirt. Well, thanks, man. And Pro 2A Tactical, awesome company, by the way. Go check out Locals for more information on them. They sent some of these to the channel, and I've already sent a few of these out to you guys. You guys know who you are, and I think I still have one or two more of this style and then another style that I'll be sending out to more of you guys. So heck yeah. Zach Campbell with the super sticker. Thanks for supporting the channel, Zach. I really appreciate it. I said thanks for supporting the Zach. That didn't make any sense. You guys can laugh at me now. All of you guys that are steel case haters that got mad at me, I lightened it up and said, thanks for supporting the Zach. Thanks, Zach Campbell. I appreciate you, man. But yeah, what do you guys think? Do you guys use steel case? Let me know. Are you too good for steel case? Or here's the question, or is steel case actually too good for you? It's an honest question. It's an honest question. Is it too good for you, or are you too good for it, or do you love it? I don't know. 7.5 FK with the super chat. Thanks, man. I appreciate it, dude. And good luck with your channel, too. You have a channel, right? Or is that the other guy? There's a couple 7.5 guys. I might be getting you guys mixed up, but thanks for the super chat. He says, load your magazine, stockpile, love your family, because in the end, nothing is stable or a guarantee. And you know what, man? I completely agree. That's good advice. And in fact, I did a video about a magazine that I had stored, and what a debacle that became. So load your magazines, check them from time to time. By the way, if anyone's wanting to know about that magazine, I'm going to do a follow-up. Now, goes to show you, a lot of people, man, they're in love with Susan Wiki, which I understand. She's a big fan of the channel. Okay, guys? Do I like her? Not so much, just to be honest. However, it goes to show how many people aren't over on locals, because I've had a lot of people that, where's the follow-up video on the magazine review? I already did it, dude. That was like so yesterday, but on locals. But I'll do a follow-up on YouTube too, because I'm definitely still going to continue to create content here, as long as Susan will let me, right? For all the YouTube employees that watch, just so you guys know, there's a team from YouTube that watches all these streams. Your boss is a real winner. Susan Wiki, we call her, right? She's a true winner, and they know it. They like her too. Ken Rodriguez with a super sticker. Thanks, Ken. I appreciate it, man. I'll open up my other chat window and see what these stickers are all about, because those don't translate over into my StreamYard program. And the super sticker says, how's it going? I'm doing good, man. Hopefully you're doing good, Ken. Are you another Steelcase guy? Or he's like, no, dude. Once you just said Steelcase might be too good for me, let me take that super chat back. Ken just said. No, I'm joking. He wouldn't say that. Sergey Petrenko, there he is, my Michigan friend. How you doing, man? He said, hi, guys. I got plenty of Steelcase 762 by 39 in stock. So there you guys go. Anyone's in Michigan, anybody's on the west side of the state, we can't leave links, Sergey, in here, and we can't promote, but if you could just maybe say the name, and then you guys can go from there and use your Google. You know what I'm saying, Sergey? If you could just put the name of your shop in there, then they can Google it from there, because we just can't link to sites like that. That's why I'm really excited to be over at Locals, because I actually can. So nice to see you here, Sergey. America the Free, thanks for the super chat, man. Thank you. Very generous. He said, miss you, big guy, and a channel member. Well, thanks, man. And I'm sporting my shirt here. Look, dude, what's gas prices where you're at, America the Free? Are they up to? I mean, this is serious. By the way, Pro 2A Tactical has these. Check Locals. I can leave the links over there. You can actually get these for free, depending on what you buy. Or they're available for an affordable price, too. So how come every time we turn around, all we've been hearing, literally, for the past how many years now? Russia, 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 Russia. And every time we hear it, all that keeps happening is gas goes up in price again, ammo gets more expensive, Molot Vepers get banned by Trump, Kalashnikov concern, the Saiga rifles, Saiga, however you pronounce it. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'll say Saiga, right? Because I can't pronounce Russian very well. Sergey could help me, but I can't do it very well, guys. Great rifles, great prices. Here's my thing with Steelcase, okay? It's up to you guys. It truly is. A lot of this is just me ribbing you guys. I mean, you guys rib me constantly. Anytime I mention Steelcase, there's 100 guys. You cannot use Steelcase. I forbid it. It's against the law. John Moses Browning, who was touched by the hand of God himself, said you couldn't do it. Like, I've gotten all these comments over the years. So I have to rib you guys a little bit. But if you guys have ever been around here before, unless like you're literally like, if this is your first stream, then welcome. I hope you're having a good time, but I don't care what you guys do. You do you. Now there's an exception. Don't come and tread on my rights that were endowed to me by my creator, that were given to me by God. Don't tread on anyone else's rights. But other than that, you do you, as long as you're not taking anyone else's rights away from them. I truly don't care. However, if you have a Kalash variant, any type of AK, we'll just say, they were made for Steelcase, specifically the M43 round, which is what we most often find, and the Tula, the Wolf, all these types of different imports, different brands that they're imported under. Barnaul, who's a manufacturer. It might be Monarch where you shop. there's only a couple factories truly making the ammo, right? And there's a few, but a lot of these, like Wolf, they're just an importer. Monarch is just going to be a house brand, right? That you might get, just regionally, different brands. Anyways, the M43, that's the famous 7.62 by 39 round. Now, they've developed other rounds since that we can't get here because they usually fall under armor piercing. And Yugoslavia was an exception with their M67 round, where they chose not to chrome line the bores of their 7.62 by 39 guns. And they actually used the M67, which was still a corrosive, mildly corrosive Burdam primer. So it's reloadable-ish, but a lot of times people say non-reloadable, even though some of you guys that are into reloading know you can actually reload all of it, including the steel case if you know what you're doing. But this isn't a reloading channel, so if you guys know how to do it, you know what I mean. If you don't, I don't know enough to tell you how, right? But yeah, those had a non-metallic, non-magnetic projectile. But generally, pretty much all of the con block like to use steel cases with bimetal projectiles. Generally, a cold hammer forged and chrome lined bore, right? And I don't see any problem with that, guys. Now, I'll go a step further. It's not just that I don't see a problem with it. I actually find that my Kalashnikovs, SKS, when we're talking 7.62 by 39 RPK, right? They actually run better on steel, in my opinion, than brass. I've rarely had a Kalashnikov malfunction. And let's be honest, if you've been doing anything long enough, everything has a malfunction here and there. I have had steel case malfunction before. Nothing's perfect, guys. If you say you've never had a magazine problem, and I hate to say this, but all the people when I did that mag video that said, I've never had a magazine jam once in my life. And I said, oh, man, please get out there and practice. Sorry, but you just don't shoot. I'm just being honest, guys. If you've never had a magazine problem even once in your life, okay, you might be smarter than me. And I get it. The point of a lot of people's comments is to prove they're smarter than me. But it's like, come on, man. Anyone that says, I've never had a malfunction with this specific thing or that specific thing, they either don't shoot at all or they don't shoot much, which is fine. There's lots of new gun owners, and no one's tried to help new gun owners on YouTube more than me. And I've always been welcoming, and I always want to help, but it's like, come on, man. So look, very rarely do I have a problem with Kalashnikovs, with Simonov rifles, the SKS, right? But of course I've had problems with them. If I told you I'd never had a problem with it, but I've been shooting them since 1994, all of you guys who are actually shooters would come in here and say, dude, you're totally lying. like, there's no way you've put the 10,000s of rounds you've said you have and have never had a malfunction even once. It'd just be I'd basically be busting myself as a liar, but I'm not a liar. So very rarely do I get a malfunction, but I've noticed, even though it's not very often, I've had more malfunctions with brass case 7.62 by 39 than I have steel case. Just saying, especially the modern commercial manufacturer. The Yugo M67 ammo, it's actually very hot, very nice, stiff, stout charge in it, in my opinion. And that's also excellent ammo. If you shoot enough of it, you'll eventually have a jam too, though, just because life happens and nothing's perfect in this world, right? America the Free with another super chat and a channel member. Thanks, man. I appreciate it, dude. He says, love God first, family, and guns. Well, it sounds like you have your priorities, dude. Amen to that, man. Yeah, that's awesome, dude. So as far as that goes, these guns were literally designed for it. Now there's other guns. Let's go with Taurus. I love the Taurus. Let's talk about for a minute the G2C. I've shot a ton of Russian steel case through my Taurus G2C, and it actually loves it. That's my choice that I make. In theory, does the bimetal projectile wear the barrel out a little faster? Sure. But here's the thing that's not really a theory. Look at the cost difference. See, remember 2 years ago, if we could wind the clock back just 2 years ago, because it was actually the very beginning of March when I did that dire straits warning saying, guys, ammo's about to go insane like right now. And please tell me there's at least one or two people besides Mateo and Linda that were watching the channel then that can vouch for me on this. I think Marksman TV was around then, and quite a few of you guys. But I'm promised, guys. I said it's going to literally like go crazy like tomorrow. And it did. But 2 years ago, right now, was about a week or two before the 15 days. Remember that? 15 days 2 years ago to slow the spread. And now it's going a million miles an hour faster towards despotism every day. And by the way, let's go Brandon, who quite possibly is one of the biggest despots in the whole world, in my opinion. And I'm tired of cutting him slack. I'll just call it like it is. Probably one of the most despotic people and tyrannical people in the whole world, in my opinion, Susan. And according to Time Magazine, a NewsGuard certified source, the most popular and the most fortified of all time. Just saying, guys. Steelcase 9mm was $6.39. And no YouTube employees. I'm not promoting. I'm only giving prices for historical reference. And I've not listed any sites that sell ammo. So all of you that are taking notes, make sure you get that whiteout out. So it was $6.39 a box. Now a G2C barrel is like 40, 45 bucks. Now, if I was saving 30% on ammo then, and even 30% now by shooting steel instead of brass, you don't really have to shoot that much before, in that case, the barrel would more than pay for itself, okay? So that's just my opinion. I've shot a ton of 45 ACP steel case. Heck, I have some 38 special. Now, I mentioned some of the popular calibers that are going to be affected outright, or just the whole, you get rid of the low price competition, the rest of the brass case stuff and the American-made stuff and Turkish and Czechoslovakian stuff, it'll probably go up. Like I said earlier, yeah, there's 3089223, but don't forget, Russia also exports 38 special. They seriously do. 357 Magnum. You don't see it as much, but 380, 45 ACP. I saw mentioned just a minute ago. I've shot a bunch of steel case 45 ACP before and didn't break my guns, you know. Now, I'm not here to be a Russian ammo salesman. But like I said, I'm also not here to do cancel culture on Russia. You know why? And I'll say this again, because when I first start the stream, there's about half the people in it. So sorry to repeat myself to half of you, but half of you guys haven't heard this yet, okay? Because Russia, what is Russia? Is Russia just Vladimir Putin? Well, if somebody thinks so, then they would also have to admit that the United States is nothing more than Brandon, right? So just look, I'm not saying whether you should like Putin, whether you should not like Putin, but I will tell you guys this. I don't believe really anything that the mainstream media says at all. And some of the independent media that I do trust a little more. I don't really trust anybody, to be honest with you, except for very few friends. I think I can trust a lot of you guys, family, stuff like that. But look, if every single person that lives in Russia or comes from Russia is exactly like Putin, all the factory workers, the maintenance men, the truck drivers, the people that are involved in all the different industries that make the world go round in every country, including America, including Russia. If you want to lump them all within Putin, then we need to lump every last one of everybody, I guess, that's watching right now. In the United States, just everybody has to be lumped in with the former vice president. And I don't think that's fair, okay? I don't think that's fair. And I know you guys want to talk about Ukraine and Russia a lot right now. We're actually going to talk about Ukraine's new service weapon in just a little bit, which I'll give you guys a teaser. I think it's literally a joke. Like, I can't even believe it that a first world military, or a military in the year 2022, however you look at it, would be even considering using a firearm that Ukraine's in the middle of switching to, or has mostly switched to. But I digress. I don't know what's going on 100% between Ukraine and Russia, guys. I really don't know. I just don't live there. And here's the problem. I live in the United States, and I live in Michigan, and I don't know what my governor's up to. I know she's a despot, and she's trying to strip me of my rights that were endowed by my creator. And that the only reason the government would even exist at all in this country, supposedly the land of the free and the home of the brave, right? The only reason the government could literally exist is that the consent of the governed and to protect your natural rights. But I'm sure she's doing everything she possibly can as we speak. Sitting there conniving, sniveling people. Just in Lansing, Michigan here, she's doing stuff I don't even know about. But if you turn on the local Ann Arbor News or the Detroit Free Press, you'd be convinced she's the greatest thing since sliced bread. If you turn on any of the news in America, the former vice president, he's the only thing that can save us. Do you guys remember what he said? I'll lead an effective strategy to mobilize Shubin and national pressure. Are you kidding me right now? What the heck are Russians saying about America watching that crap? What are Americans saying about America watching that crap? Where's Hunter? You guys ever heard of Burisma? What's up with the pipeline? Who owns the pipeline? Who owns stock in the pipeline? Here's the crazy part. You don't even need to go to the Ukraine to find these people. It's called the swamp. You can find them slithering around in the swamp in Washington, D.C. And that's actually why I'm kind of going on this rant right now, because I don't care, guys. Look, I don't own stock in, I don't own an ammo company, okay? I don't own a gun shop. People ask me all the time, do you own a gun shop? No, I don't own a gun shop, okay? I have friends that do. And a couple of them are in this chat right now, and they're wonderful, awesome people. And if you guys are ever in the area of their shops, you should definitely support them, okay? But no, I'm just literally trying to help you guys out, because I buy this stuff too. I'm an avid shooter too. I love shooting firearms too. And I'm just warning you guys, get ready for the prices on Russian ammo to keep going up. It's already gone up $1, then $2. In some cases more per box just in the last 2 days. And I mention it a little bit. And I see a lot of Americans coming in there, kind of giving me a little bit of heck, which that's not really what bothers me. Look, I would have been off the internet a long time ago if I was worried about people giving me crap. I mean, that's just what a lot of hurt people do. Hurt people like to hurt other people. And I've got pretty thick skin and I don't care. But the bigger picture is, like, I don't care that they're wanting to attack me for it. But I wonder where we're at as a society, where people are like, you need to boycott the Russian ammo right now, no matter what. And I thought about it for a minute and I'm like, okay, why? Why would I do that? Maybe Putin's a despot. And I say maybe just because I'm not trying to stick up for him. I don't like him. I don't know. I don't know a lot about him. But let's just assume for this argument he is. I know for a fact that this former vice president, I said foreign. That was a Freudian slip, but actually, I just told the truth, didn't I? This former, where's Hunter? You know what I'm saying? If you don't fire the prosecutor, you won't get the $1 billion. I mean, what more can I even possibly say? I guess we'd have to literally hate ourselves. If we're supposed to hate everyone that lives in Russia right now and say, let's boycott all their ammo, because let's face it, that's not going to affect Putin. Putin's one of the richest people in the world. The former vice president is probably one of the richest people in the world. Those people are going to eat their caviar. They're going to ride around on their horse without their shirt on. They're going to go Shubin and national pressure, right? In his case, he's going to do things that if I even talked about some of the allegations, I'd be nuked off of here in 1 minute. Stuff that if you even thought about it, some of the stuff family members and people have said, you literally go into tears. But they're going to do whatever they do anyways, right? They're going to do it. Why is it that we like to say the gun community? Well, first of all, there is no gun community. Let's just be honest. There is and there isn't. Just because people like guns, that could be literally the only thing that you have in common with each other. They could disagree with you on everything else in the world. And you could be completely far on the right and they could be completely far on the left and love guns equally. So just saying the gun community isn't enough. Trust me, I'm learning that more and more every day. Now, there's many people who also share some other common values and get along great as friends and are also into guns, right? But yeah, and I have somebody right now saying, let's talk about guns. You know what? This is a perfect example of what we're talking about. And you know what? You can talk about guns all you want. Here's why I'm not talking about guns right now. I'll answer your question, because you were probably just trying to troll me, but that's fine, because you're literally the perfect example. I can't even make this up right now of what's going on right now. Just talk about guns. I came for the guns. I left for the politics. Why don't you go over on your channel and talk about guns? You guys remember when the Titanic was sinking and the band played on and it kept playing, didn't it, Heaven Bound Trucker? So why don't you go jump on the Titanic and keep playing and just pretend and appease yourself for 5 more minutes? And by the way, I do talk about guns. I probably talk about guns more on my channel every week than you ever have. But that's besides the point. There's a lot of stuff going on in this country right now. And it doesn't say the right to keep and bear arms so we can talk about guns, does it? Why don't you tell me what the Second Amendment says? Actually, I'll tell you, because to be fair, you can't really say anything back. But you can type, and I can respond to you, and that's just how it works, right? What's good for the goose is good for the gander, as the saying goes. All right. It doesn't say that we have the right to talk about guns in the Second Amendment. That would actually be the First Amendment. Congress shall pass no law, right? That would abridge our speech. But it says a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. And that's what this is all about. It actually really doesn't have anything to do with guns at all in the first half, does it? A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. And here's what I'm going to tell you guys. It really has nothing to do with guns at all. And I can actually prove it. Now, it did back then, but does it now? I don't know. Do we have a well-regulated militia in the United States? I'm seriously asking you guys. Let me know. Now, you guys can have your opinion, but I'll give you mine. No, of course we don't. Because we no longer have a secure state. Look at our southern border. Look at our northern border. Shall not be infringed simply means that shall not be infringed, but we actually have over 24,000 federal gun control laws in this country right now, and 3-letter agency rulings and executive actions that are piling up on us literally by the minute. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. I've actually heard the saying, I've lost my guns in a boating accident on my channel way more times than I've heard a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. So yes, I'm going to talk about guns, and I do like to talk about guns. But here's the thing, we're on YouTube. And I can't touch guns while I'm on a live stream. And it's kind of boring for me to talk about guns when I can't even touch them or hold them up or look at them. But here's where we are. And that's not my rules. Don't blame me. Write Susan Wiki a letter. But this is exactly where we're at right now. I'm like, guys, this is a big deal. The former vice president just banned a whole other classification of ammo. Gas prices are going through the roof. They're literally infringing on every single amendment that didn't give us our rights. The Bill of Rights is there to protect rights that were endowed by our Creator. And I look up once in a while and I'm like, man, am I in some kind of I don't even know. Am I on the Young Turks live stream or in the Young Turks YouTube comment section? Because I sit there and all I hear gun people say is cancel, 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 cancel Russia, cancel culture this person, cancel culture that person. Wow. It's kind of crazy, isn't it? So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Does anyone even shoot their guns? I'm kind of worried nobody shoots their guns. Because I did a video just to try to remind everyone, just to try to be helpful. It got way more views than I ever thought it would have. And I'm glad because hopefully it helped a lot of people. Don't take it for granted, guys. You load up your mags. For what? I don't know what. 15 days to sell the spread, 2 years later. Maybe gas will double, quadruple, quintuple. I don't know why we have all these guns in this country. I'm actually not being sarcastic. I really have no clue from what most people have been saying, and I have no idea why. But anyways, you load up your mags, right? You load up your mags. I just saw someone say, practice, practice, practice. Okay. I think that's really, really good advice. Really good advice. I have hundreds of comments on my new magazine video where it's people ripping on me, but what they don't realize, I'm like, dude, come on, man. I'm not Bogue, but the joke's totally on you, man. I've got tons of people saying stuff like, well, I have all my mags loaded, and I've never had a magazine jam even once in my life. And I'm like, okay. then you don't shoot. Here's something that's actually funny. So it's a 24 round 6.5 Grendel mag, right? And we're going to transition into this WAC-47 rifle that Ukraine uses. This thing's a real beauty, trust me. It's a real beauty in a different kind of way. Remember, I used to say this on here all the time. The governor of Michigan, she's a real beauty in a different kind of way. The WAC-47, it's a real beauty in a different kind of way. But I digress. The Grendel, right? Its parent case is a 7.62 by 39, and it's neck down to a 6.5. Now, it's not necessarily that it has a lot of case taper to it, but look, it's a bigger round, okay? Quite a bit wider than a 2.235.56. So the full size mag for 6.5 Grendel is 24 rounds. I'm showing a 24 round Elander. And if it wasn't 150 people, I'm lying, because it was probably 200 people. They come in there and say something like this. They say, it's all like condescending against me. Like, dude, you can keep mags loaded. That's not a problem. I literally said that in the first 10 seconds of the video. But here's the funniest part. They go, here's your problem. You loaded that mag to full capacity. Everybody knows that if you load your mag pull P mag to, they were going back and forth, 28 or 29 rounds, they would all say. Load it to 28, 29 rounds. You'll never have a jam. And they can all prove it. They'll say, they're like, I can prove it because I've never had a mag pull P mag jam even one time. And you just load it to 28, 29 rounds and you're not going to have a problem. And I've never had a jam in my whole life. Go look at that video, guys, if you want to have fun reading the comments. And some of you guys that are watching right now, if you're embarrassed, you can go back and delete your comment, because there's a lot of people that should be embarrassed at the comments they left. And it shows you how much trouble we're in with the gun community. Trust me, we don't have the well-regulated militia I was hoping, if a lot of these comments, if people are telling the truth. So let's just back up here. You can't even make this stuff up. And I'm having some fun, guys. Hopefully you can enjoy the humor in this. So I had a 24-round magazine, and I loaded it to 24 rounds. And a bunch of, I'm just going to give them the benefit of the doubt and assume they're all noobs. I'm hoping they're all noobs. Brother, your problem is if you loaded it to only 28 or 29 rounds, you wouldn't have that problem. You're just putting too much tension on them feed lips. Download it to only 28 or 29 rounds. And I'm like, subhanallah to the pressure. Like, blah, blah, blah. What did I just read? I'm like, well, that person's probably drunk. Fast forward 2 days later, I have hundreds of comments that say, brother, your problem is you need to download your mag to 28, 29 rounds. I'm like, but hold on a minute. This is a 24 round mag, and this is not 5.56. Well, I guess when you live life as a hammer, everything looks like a nail. And just because I'm realizing most of these people don't know what the 6.5 Grendel is, they're calling me an idiot because they've literally never heard of anything but the 2.235.56, or they would know that it's a 24-round mag. Now, they actually don't even have to know what the 6.5 Grendel is. They could have just watched the video they were commenting on, or they would have known, because I clearly stated this is a 24-round magazine. And they said, your problem, brother, is you're not downloading it to 29 rounds. And you're an idiot because you didn't download it to 29 rounds. I'm like, how can I even make this up? I'm sitting here looking and I'm like, I didn't download my 24-round max capacity mag to 29 rounds. Like, And here's the kicker. I probably had 100 other people say, you bought junk. You need to buy a real brand like a Magpul. I've owned Magpul. And this is what other people said. They said, I owned Magpul and I've never had one jam. And I'm like, then you've never shot. Or you shot like once or twice in your whole life. Look, if somebody says, I have a Magpul P-Mag and they've never ever jammed even once, well, that might mean they're really good magazines, but it also means they haven't shot it enough for it to have jammed. Anything's going to jam. Now, here's the humor, though. Here's where you guys can get a laugh. You guys want to know something really funny? Just wait for it here, because this is hilarious. These comments are real. If you guys go look at my magazine, it says, do you keep your magazines loaded video I just did? Get ready for it. Magpul, a.k.a. the ones that make the P-Mag, they don't make a 6.5 Grendel mag. So I can't even buy a Magpul mag for the 6.5 Grendel because they just don't make it. So there you guys go. I thought I'd give you guys a little bit of humor. That's where the gun community's at right now. Download your 24-round mag to only 29 rounds. Shubin and Amina pressure. You're an idiot, 2A-EDU. You're an idiot, 2A-EDU, because everybody knows PMag's the only brand of mag that works, period. And you're an idiot, 2A-EDU, because you're not using a PMag for your 6.5 Grendel that doesn't exist. And then they run around and say, Russia, 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 boycott, 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 cancel, cancel, cancel. Everybody in Russia is the most terrible person ever. Putin, Putin, Putin. And I'm like, oh. Am I in a Young Turks video? And was I just literally like CNN's playing over here, MSN's playing over here? And I'm like, look, I don't know anything about Russia at all, but you don't need to know anything about Russia at all to know that no matter what country you're in the world, you're not going to find a perfect person. Let's just start with that. That's obvious. But you're going to find many, many good people that live and work in all of these countries in the world. And then you're going to find like really, really bad people that don't have any government power at all or any power at all. There's bad people in all ranks of the hierarchy, right? And then you move right to the top and you look at Putin and you look at Brandon. And this is a serious question, guys, because I do read all this afterwards. Are you guys having a hard time? Because I am. I'm just being honest with you guys. I'm having a hard time figuring out who's more of a despot, the former vice president or Putin. Is there anyone else thinking this way? I don't know. I can't figure it out. I have no idea. I just know here, ban, 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 gas prices, gas prices, gas prices. Russian ammo is going up in price again. Of course it's going up in price again. I'm going to take a look at a couple chats here real quick. And then we can talk a little bit about the rifle that the Ukrainian army is actually using. And I was shocked. CNT Designs with a super chat. Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it, dude. He says, and good luck with your channel, man. Nice artwork, by the way. He makes nice metal artwork, guys. If you look at his little avatar, that's something no doubt that he made because I've seen some of his other work. So, hey, so shout out to you, man. Keep up the good fight. He says, won't own a gun that will not eat steel case as well as brass case. Keep up the great work, too, AED. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate it, dude. And look, guys, I can't touch guns on these live streams. I go on little rants on here. But I know a lot of you guys are at home, too. I know you guys are. And I know a lot of you guys are frustrated with a lot of the same things I am. So sometimes I think it's kind of encouraging and we can have some camaraderie just kind of venting together, right? Shooting Gallery New England with the super chat and a channel member. Thanks, dude. I appreciate it, man. And I'm not going to give away the surprise yet, but me and him are going to hook up online for something that I think you guys are going to enjoy as part of a future video. I'll just leave it at that. He says, I've shot a lot of Steelcase 45 ACP, and it works well. I have too. I've shot quite a bit of it. Now, that's not to say, guys, look, we're not ganging up on you. If there's someone out there watching or listening that hates Steelcase, that's fine. I really don't care. But, yeah, a lot of you guys have shot it. Marco Polo with the super chat and a channel member. Thanks for your support, man. I appreciate you, dude. He says, evening, sir. Keep sending PSA alerts. I've sent several of them today. Not here, though. I have to do that on locals, guys, because there's very, 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 very strict rules. Right, Susan Wiki over here on YouTube. So there you go. And if you want to throw a link over in the chat, Linda, I made a post very recently with some Steelcase offerings over there. If you guys want to take a look, if it helps you out. It took me 30 minutes to hunt for all that stuff. So I might save you guys a few minutes. America the Free with the super chat again. Thanks, man. I appreciate it, dude. 223. I think I have a 223 here. There we go. Here's an old 223 Steelcase just for you, man. I'd like to show you a brass case, but that's all in the other room right now. He says, hit the like button, people. Well, thanks. And by the way, guys, hit that like button. Come on. One of you guys out there. Look, if one of you guys are mad at me right now and you left the 2A Edu, you're an idiot. Download that 24-round mag to only 29 rounds and get with it, son, and buy yourself a P mag. You can go back and delete your comment. I promise I won't be mad. So I'll give you a second chance on that. Anybody that's watching right now. Oh, man. America the Free again. Well, thanks, dude. Thank you so much. Another generous super chat. He says, most of us love you. This BS war is just that, BS. Well, thanks, man. And look, these are just my opinions. And if somebody disagrees with everything I've said tonight, by all means, and you can be mad at me tonight if you want, but I don't want you guys to be mad at me. We can disagree on things and completely like each other. But I have a feeling that there's a few people who have been sitting around thinking some of the same things I am. They're like, well, hold on a minute. The news comes on. Russia. Okay. And then you're like, but I also saw on the news where they said, if you don't fire the prosecutor, you're not getting the $1 billion. Do you guys remember that? Somebody remembers that, I hope. And then you think to yourself a little further and you're like, well, Putin. Let's boycott and ban all Russian ammo right now. You might have said that, and it kind of went through my mind too. I'm being honest with you. Although I don't literally like to usually cut off my nose to spite my face. But I'm like, well, maybe for the greater good, right? The greater good. And I'm like, oh, shoot, now I'm starting to sound like Karl Marx. The greater good, right? That's what people say. Let's ban. And then I thought about it for a minute. And I'm like, well, obviously Putin's bad. And I have to believe them because, well, think about it. The most popular of all time. Do you guys remember this? The same news stations that are running around right now saying, Russia. Putin. They literally also have declared, and they still do. Remember? They said the most popular of all time. Now just think about that, what that means for a minute. It's actually really, really insulting to even be out there saying that stuff that they say with a straight face. Just think about that. How bad would you literally be insulted if I walked up to you? I was like, ladies and gentlemen, they sit all there all proper, like, this is the news. And they usually have that corny intro line. Boom, 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 boom. They're like, ladies and gentlemen, I am hereby declaring to you the most popular of all time. If you were like face to face with me right now, you'd probably punch me in the mouth if I try to convince you of that. So just keep in mind, these are the same ones. Russia. If you don't fire the prosecutor, you're not getting the $1 billion. And I know some of you guys are actually into investing, and I'm not into that. Not like in the stock market. I don't even know how to look that stuff up. But I think it'd be interesting. Somebody would say, where's Hunter, right? Where's Hunter? Is he down on the ground? He just found some Parmesan cheese. You guys remember that? Like, you can't even make this stuff up. Literally went on national TV and said he was scratching. He was rutting around. Shout out to all the farmers out there. Any of you guys swine farmers? The pigs, they rut. He was rutting around. He was rooting with his nose. He looked, and he finally found himself a fix. He found some Parmesan cheese, and he lit it up, right? Lighted it up and took a puff with the Parmesan cheese. Guys, I'm trying. This would be hilarious, like, if it wasn't so sad. But again, I can't make this up. Like, this is serious. Like, literally, the former vice president's son, right? Remember that? Sat on the board of what was called Burisma, was rooting around, right? You pig farmers know what I mean. Good friend of mine, I used to park some of my landscape equipment there. She farmed pigs, right? They rut. He was down there under there smoking Parmesan cheese. Sat on the board of Burisma. Now, I'm not into stocks, but they call her Nancy Pelosi. They call her Skeletor. They call her many, many things. And this is a family-friendly channel. They call her many things, right? If you follow her stock portfolio, and if you answer the question, where's Hunter? And then you listen to the news that says the most popular of all time, and then you just keep going and you keep following all of it. Get into Pelosi's stock portfolio. Keep looking. Keep going through. You're going to literally find yourself swimming through a pipeline, right? They banned all the ammo, opened the pipeline. It's called the pipeline. And that's where you're going to find all these people literally at once. And I'm not frustrated because of people's personal opinions, because you do you and I'm going to do me, because we all have to be very comfortable with our own opinions and decisions. But it kind of shows you the state of affairs we're in right now. Or even a lot of people in the gun community are running around, Russia, 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 ban the Russian ammo, ban it faster, ban it faster. Huh. I wonder if they know about everything I just went through. And this is all stuff that was on the same news. You can look at all the same places. They came on and said the most popular of all time. And then he said, I was rooting around. I was rutting underneath the table and I found some Parmesan cheese and I lit it up and landed a job on the board of Burisma. And you ain't getting the $1 billion unless you fire the prosecutor. So there you guys go. I just summed up all of the whole world's foreign policy for you guys in like 5 minutes. That's literally all you need to know, right? God made a man. Sam Colt made him equal. That's another good one too. But besides that, I literally taught you everything about all of society and all of geopolitics right now. And it involves Nancy Pelosi, right? And her portfolio. It involves Parmesan cheese, okay? Where's Hunter? A pipeline. And Shubin and Amin and national pressure. And the moral of the story is, let's go, Brandon. And this is going to be your gas prices literally in the next couple days. And I should have just written a best-selling book. I just gave you guys the keys to the whole universe in 5 minutes. So you guys can thank me later for that. Steve Luxembourg with the super chat. Thanks, Steve. He said, just bought 480 rounds of 7.62 by 39 Tula ammo. Thanks. No problem, dude. I don't own Tula ammo, obviously. I can't even, say Saiga properly. I say Sega, like an American that's mispronouncing a Russian word for a type of deer. So, clearly, I'm not Russian, don't own any stock, but if it helped you out, that's awesome, dude. And thanks for the super chat. Cruz. Oh, look at that. Look at that handsome young man. Look at that, guys. I like this. This is why I do these streams. With the super chat, he says, 2A to you. My son Anthony Cruz wants to thank you for the shirt. FJB 2A all the way. Weepa. Look at this, dude. Wow. This is a good stream after all. Literally, guys, pause it if you need to. Can you even make this up? Look at that kid. Nice looking kid, by the way. Nice looking kid. He's going to go far in life. Awesome, dude. Awesome, man. Thank you. I needed that. I was literally just thinking about that Parmesan cheese, and I'm looking around, and I'm like, here's the problem. If I ran out the door of the shop and looked for a cliff to jump off of, I couldn't, because where I'm at in southeastern Michigan here, it's pretty flat. And I'd probably just slip on the ice because, I plowed snow earlier today, had to take a nap during the day, and didn't even have time to put any salt down outside my door. So thank you. Thank you for showing me that nice picture to motivate me. So he was going to go search for a cliff and then slipped on his own ice, ironically, because I was sleep deprived because I was doing everybody else's snow and ice because that's what I do for a living, right? That's good. Mike McClune with the super sticker. Thanks, dude. Channel supporter over here. Super chat, locals. I really appreciate you, man. Thank you. Let me pull this up and see what his... Henrietta in the house. There we go. Thank you, Linda. What am I going to do without Linda? Actually, I am going to. Not just because I was told to earlier, right? Not because I was told to, but I'll talk guns for 30 seconds here. In just a second. Only 30 seconds, though. We can't talk about guns much tonight, guys. We need to talk about Parmesan cheese. Let's face it. Let's talk about Parmesan cheese, and that's a much more... I'd say substantive topic, right? Clearly. Could you guys imagine that? As much as you guys work your butts off, you guys literally work your butts off, right? I mean, I know I do. And some of you guys are older and retired, and trust me, you're included right in there. You worked your butt off. Now it's time for you to relax a little bit. And I'm almost getting to that age too. We need these young bucks to come up here and keep society going, right? Keep this well-regulated militia going. Oh boy, look at that, Mike McClune. That's an NFA item, not because of the claw on the hippo, but because that's a warhead, and it's bigger than 50 cal, and it doesn't have sporting purpose. Thanks for the generous super sticker, man. Thank you. I appreciate it, dude. So what was I going to talk about? I said I'd talk about guns for literally 30 seconds. All right, so here's the deal. Don't tell her, okay? Don't tell her, but Linda stands with truckers in the chat. The lovely, right? Where are you at, Linda? Let me see if I can find her to pin her to the screen for 2 seconds here. Helping me out behind the scenes, helping me keep track of the chats and hanging out with you guys. I think she's worth it, right? Speaking of good looking people. So I just got an email today that there's a surprise waiting for her at Supermatch GNA, and it's a brand new GX4. So I got her a GX4 9mm. She shot mine. She really liked it. And like everything, guys, test your mags, test your guns, test your ammo. We're going to have to test it first, but that'll probably be her new carry gun soon. So there you go. Taurus GX4. It's not only one of my favorite guns for carry, but for the ladies as well. And I'm not joking, guys, but that stainless steel integral chassis, it's actually not bad on the recoil at all. You know, you guys know I'm a huge fan of the G3C. What about the G3XL, right? Awesome. Really excited about that one. Really excited. Can't wait to get it out to the range and shoot it. But Linda was out at the range with me, and it was a perfect test because it was back-to-back. I was shooting them both. She shot the G3C. She said, cool. And then she shot the GX4 right afterwards. And I said, which one did you like better? And she said the GX4. So if that helps anybody out. Some people think, well, it's a lot smaller, so it's going to kick more than the, substantially larger G3C. Not that the G3C kicks a lot. I'm just saying, a little bit more. You'd be surprised. They're actually totally different technology guns. And I love the G2C, G3C, G3, G3X, G3XL, G2S. Yeah, there's a ton of them right in the same series. I love them. Really excited about the G3XL. They're all kind of different iterations of the same design firearm. The GX4 literally was a whole new design from Taurus. And yeah, steel chassis actually matter in guns, and they're actually a pretty big deal. And although I'm not a fan because of the trigger, I can't stand. But that's just my personal preference. The SIG P365, and there's others that people really like too. So I don't want to leave you guys out. I'm just not a fan of the trigger. You know what I'm saying? MSB 9021 with the super chat. Well, thanks, man. He says, no anger here. Thank you for letting us hang out. 2A forever. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate you, dude. And I don't want to get anybody angry. I'm trying to have fun tonight. It's just people, I get it. People just need to relax a little bit. There's a lot of tension right now. A lot. And I'm looking at gas prices too, guys. Trust me. I'm looking at the economy. I'm looking at ammo prices. I'm looking at the prices of all of this stuff. And it's probably driving me just as crazy as all of you guys, if not even more. Like, I totally get it. I totally do. And, like, it's literally a proven fact, like, how generous you guys are. And that's why I'm able to keep this channel going. Literally. The many ways you guys help support. I literally don't have big money sponsors, guys. Like, my sponsors are like Alden Davis right here, $2, channel member. This is not the first super chat he's left. But it's just literally all of you guys, even just liking, subscribing, sharing, hanging out, giving me emotional encouragement. What I'm trying to tell you guys is literally, like, I buy the ammo just like you guys do. Like, literally. And it's driving me nuts right now because I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Ammo 7.62x39 was $3.60 a box, right? That's what it was 2 years ago before we had 15 days to sell the spread. Here we are. Moving into tyranny faster and faster every day, right? Then it spiked up to like $10 a box. It whittled its way down to $5.50. Do you guys remember that? I was going to say after the flu. There is no after the flu. They say this is the new normal. Well, I guess it's what Ben Franklin said, right? When he was asked, right at the founding of this country. Don't forget this, guys. This is very applicable to actually almost every situation we're dealing with right now. A lady asked him, sir, what do we have? Do we have a monarchy or a republic? And he said, a republic if you can keep it. So I guess it's up to all of you if this will ever be over. And if the 15 days will be 1 year, 2 years, we're already there right now. It'll be 3 years, 5 years. Will 7.62x39 be $3.60 a box again? No. Will it be $5 a box again? No. Will it be 8 a box again? Probably not, because that was yesterday and now it's 9. Literally, I'm not joking. Will it be 10? Will it be 20? I don't know. The only reason the government would exist at all is at the consent of the governed. So keep that in mind. It's at our consent. And I guess people must consent, even though I'm sure a lot of you guys don't. He says, Canada. Are we looking at that? Looks that way. In many ways, yeah. And I think what you're getting at is despotism looks a lot alike no matter what it is. Good versus evil. Evil usually looks a certain way, even though it can be hidden, right? It can be a wolf wearing sheep's clothing, but at the end of the day, people usually show their true colors. And yeah, despotism is despotism. Tyranny's tyranny. Evil's evil. Good's good. Right is right. And wrong is wrong. Now, we could cite very specific examples of things that are happening here that are a lot like Canada. But I think in the general picture, you kind of just know it when you see it. We can see this stuff all over the place. And if you guys can see it and your moral compass is telling you it's wrong, yeah, it is wrong. You're the smart one. Let's sit there and let the mainstream media tell you you're wrong. Don't let politicians that just want your vote because it's power and they just want more and more power. And power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. And don't forget that. When you sit there and you're truly with the people that you care about, which are probably not that many people, and if you have even one or two or even a handful, you're very, very lucky. And I want you guys to remember that. If you have even one person that truly cares about you, you're actually very lucky, and you need to care about yourself. Don't be cocky. Don't be demeaning to others. But you need to have confidence and care about yourself. And when you look at something and you're like, that's a spade, it's okay to call a spade a spade. And it's okay to call out evil for what it is. And people will try to shame you for it. And they'll try to tell you, well, you're a conspiracy theorist. You're a Trumper. You're a right-winger. And it's like, no, I might not even be talking about politics. But if you know what's right, you're probably right. If you know something's wrong, it's probably wrong. And I think that's what Alden's getting at. You just know it when you see it, don't you? I do, at least. I think a lot of you guys too. And that's why I like to have these streams. And that's why I'm talking about a lot of this tonight. Just so that you guys are sitting there. Maybe you guys are talking amongst yourselves like, hey, did anyone else thinking about this? Or did anyone notice that? And then someone else comes in there and they're like, yeah, man, this is definitely, not right. Or this is good. Or this is bad. It's good to have confidence. And it's good to stand up for good things versus evil things, which need to be condemned and called out. And that's why, literally, why would I hold back? Am I just going to sit there and just watch more and more stuff? When I call the former vice president a despot, it's because, in my opinion, he is a despot. When I call him tyrannical, it's because he is. Because, literally, the definition of tyranny is, right? They literally talk about tyranny right here. I'm looking down at the Declaration of Independence. It has the word tyranny in there. What's a tyrannical government? It's actually when they're governing, right? When they're exercising the rule of law outside of the rule of law. So they're the law of the land, but they themselves are acting outside of the rule of law. That's actually what tyranny is, and that's what it means. Watches and things with a super chat. Thanks a lot, man. Nice motorcycle, by the way. That's cool, dude. He says, love the channel, brother. Keep up the great work. Well, thank you, man. Thank you. I am going to, I guess, I don't know. I'll rip on it just a little bit. And like I said, I don't know. I'm not trying to go back and forth between Russia, Ukraine. I don't know. Look, here's all I know. I'm looking in the chat right now. I see Gort. Okay. Gort, that's a good dude. Mike McClune, Mateo, Ting, Bill Alexander, right? You Diver. Like, you guys are like real people, right? All this other stuff, it's almost like, I don't even know, like Alice in Wonderland or something. Fuck. Who's worse, the former vice president or Putin? I actually don't even know. And that's sad that I don't even know that. And it does kind of suck to live in a country right now where I don't even know who's like worse, this one or this one. I just don't know, right? I mean, that's serious too. And if I had to pick, do you guys want me to pick? If I had to pick, I'll be honest with you guys. I'm not a good actor, and I'm not very good at lying either. Might actually be worse. I'm just saying, right? Okay. So, Ukraine, former Comblock country, right? Formerly part of the Soviet Union. Neighbors to Russia and other countries, right? Poland, who also used the AK. We could go up and down the map. Clearly an AK-type country. Let's just establish that. And they've used the 7.62 by 39 AKM for a long time. The 2A EDU trading card. Why? Just because I like to have a little fun, guys. And we're working on sending these out to people. We've already sent out quite a few. And a lot of you should be expecting these very soon, right? Designed in the 1950s to replace the milled type AK-47. Produced from 1959 to 1977 in the USSR. Primarily the Tula factory and the factory at Izhevsk, right? More than 10 million of these were made, right? Here's my little fun facts on the back of my 2A EDU trading card, right? Some of you guys have these already, by the way. Well, including countries like Ukraine. So they've been using the AK for quite a while, and they still do to a point. And then they decided just a couple years ago that they were going to switch it up. To none other than the WAC-47. And let me share my screen just so you guys can see a picture of this beauty right now. This is strategic, by the way, guys. You guys all get treated with this real beauty because all the people that came for the guns and left for the politics, they've been gone for a long time now. So they don't get to enjoy this. I do this on purpose, right? Ladonna Garib, our founding fathers have to be spinning in their graves for eons. Probably, yes, absolutely. But they're actually not surprised. I guarantee you they're not. Look at the letter written, 1788. The letter by Thomas Jefferson, the famous The Tree of Liberty letter. I've talked about it on this channel before. Surprised? No. I actually guarantee you the founding fathers are not surprised. But are they completely appalled? Absolutely. Are they spinning in their graves? Yeah, probably, as the saying goes. Or probably not. They're probably, many of them, in such a better place, they're not even troubled with these earthly problems anymore. If you want to know my true opinion. But as the saying goes, yes, they're probably spinning in their graves, right? So there's still a lot of Kalashnikovs in Ukraine, obviously. But what they're working for as fast as they can, and this might be why Putin wasn't afraid to invade them. I'm kind of joking when I say that, but kind of not. So there's a picture of it right there. What do we have here? Well, to put it bluntly, we literally have an AR-47 or an M4-47, if you will. So I'm just going to read a little bit from this article, modernfirearms.net it's called. And it shows it with the underbarrel launcher. This is a typical military type configuration, right? And it says the WAC-47 assault rifle, which, by the way, that is the proper term, guys. Assault weapon, something made up by the left to try to scare people into supporting gun control. Assault rifle, though, is a thing, something that would be select fire, that would fire automatic, that would have a certain weight to it and fire an intermediate cartridge, and this would qualify under all three. Therefore, by actual, basically bona fide military definitions, this is an assault rifle. Not an assault weapon. That's a made-up propaganda word, just to be clear, right? So the WAC-47 was officially adopted by the Ukrainian military in 2017. The project was started with the intent to replace the older Kalashnikov, AKM, and AK-74. So that 5.45x39 ammo I was talking about, that was Mikhail Kalashnikov's design that started off in the early 70s, came to fruition, and was put into use by the late 70s. With the AKM ceasing production around that time in the late 70s, right? And things with militaries move very slowly. And all of you who have served in the United States military can actually vouch for that, because I've had lots of veterans tell me stories of, well, the M4 was actually out when I was in the Marine Corps or the Army, but we actually had some old A2s. We even had a couple old triangle handguard M16A1s. Now, these are people that served in the late 90s, and they still occasionally see a rifle kicking around from Vietnam. So just to say they transitioned doesn't necessarily mean there's no more AKs left, because these things take time, especially in smaller countries, but even in the United States, with all due respect. I've heard people that they say, well, hold on a minute. The 1911 officially left United States service in 1986. But there's people that have told me they saw them on bases and being used all the way up into the 90s, and in some special forces still being used even as recently as a couple years ago in the Middle of East. So there's no hard line of like, the minute this rifle comes in, all of the other rifles are like literally never seen again. And I know that's the case for many foreign militaries, and from stories I've been told by United States veterans, you guys know what I'm talking about. You guys know more than I do. I'm just relaying stories that I've been told by you all over the years. So listen to this. This rifle is a joint project of the U.S.-based company Aeroscraft, which appears to have no prior experience in small arms. I wonder if they're in the Parmesan cheese business. Hold on a minute. They're in with the U.S. National pressure. I mean, let's face it. The leader of the free world. That's his most famous saying. You guys remember that? When they were messing around over there? You guys remember that? North Korea, communist country. Kim Jong-un was messing around with testing some rockets. And the president of the United States at that time came on and said, "Little rocket man, you keep messing around, you'll literally face fire and fury like you've never seen before." Pretty blunt and to the point, like, duh. I'm not a particularly smart person, but I know what that means. Like anyone, you will face fire and fury like you've never faced before. Okay. Another way to say is mess around and find out, right? That's the way people say it. Now we've got Putin. He's allegedly, again, I don't know what's going on because I don't believe the news, messing around. And he comes out there, the former vice president in this case. Somebody just asked me again a few minutes ago. They said, "Why do you call him the former vice president?" Well, that's simple, because he is the former vice president. Duh. Former vice president comes on. Putin's messing around, allegedly. He gets on there and says, "I'll lead an effective strategy to mobilize national pressure." Hello, Maryland. Sir, you're in Vermont. Oh, what? What's going on? Where am I? Yeah. Okay, so a joint project between the United States and Ukraine from a company who appears to have no prior experience in small arms. Well, there you go. This is just like all those people that told me a PMAG can't jam no matter what. People that don't shoot. People that think that an AR-47 is a good idea don't shoot. Now, look, there's some of you guys out there. There's one person out there that has an AR-47. And if you love it, you love it. And trust me, with modern advancements in magazine technology, if you stand on one foot, this is serious. You got to do it in this particular way, though, okay? You have to stand on one foot, particularly your right foot. Take your other knee and lift it up and point it forward, okay? Hold on to the gun here. And then cock your head 10 degrees to the side. Hold your breath and then stop twice. And you have at least a 10% chance your AR-47 will fire. Now, if it doesn't fire, just keep doing it and eventually it will. So there you go. I know there's a couple guys that have got to be AR-47 fans in here. There has to be. The AR-47. All right. I just think this is hilarious, which appears to have no prior experience in small arms at all. Is there anything about this country that's not corrupt? But I'll continue. According to the Ukrainian news services, the first batch of WAC-47 rifles are already in use by Ukraine's military forces. This rifle was originally issued in the 7.62x39 caliber, which makes sense, kind of. It makes sense to use the 7.62x39 on its face, definitely, because due to the fact that they used the AKM, AK-47 type rifle for so long, probably RPKs and other types too, that they had a huge stockpile of ammo. So sure. Well, haven't they ever, so here's the thing. They want to use an AR, but they want to use their 7.62x39 ammo. That's basically where we're at right now. And then they're trying to kiss butt and become members of NATO. And then they would switch it to 5.56 caliber. Well, hold on a minute. Haven't these people ever heard of the CMMG Mutant? Or the PSA KS-47? That actually wouldn't be a terrible answer. Now, I'd still take the Kalash myself because I think it's a better rifle for this, but they literally make dedicated lowers that take rock and lock AK mags, and that's where the secret is. If you look at the continual curved mag, the banana mag, yeah, that's how the 7.62x39 likes to feed. First of all, it has a rim on the case, right? Second of all, the case taper, much more taper on that than a 6.5 Grendel. Even though 6.5 Grendel comes from the 7.62 by 39 as a parent case, there's much more case taper, it's called, right? On the 7.62 by 39. So that's why that curved banana mag. The problem is you can't have a continual curved mag in an AR or an M4 because you have the straight mag well, right? So it used to be this way. If you go back 10 years ago, you literally I didn't even know anyone that had a AR-47 that actually ran. Nowadays, I was being a little harsh. There's people that have figured it out and they work pretty good. You don't really have to stand on one foot. You do, but not as drastically as I said, right? I think I said if you stood on one foot and closed one eye and leaned in a particular way, 10% of the rounds would work. Let's be fair, guys. I did exaggerate, and I don't want the AR-47 guys getting mad at me. 11% will work if you do everything in the particular fashion I said. So just to make that clear, guys, I do want to be fair. I want to be fair. All right. So what do? They come up with the AR-47. What do you guys think about that? That's kind of crazy. And then it goes on to say, it's optimistically planned to be converted to 5.56 by 45 NATO in the unlikely case of Ukraine joining the NATO alliance in the future. And again, I've tried to study this a little bit recently since I've been looking at this rifle lately, and it's probably unlikely they'll join NATO. I'll just say that. But how many people are shocked out there? Even if I don't see your comment in real time because I'm reading this article, I do read all of these afterwards. Is anyone else besides me literally shocked that a military basically made an AR-47? That's literally what this is. It's an AR-47 and a joint venture with the United States from a company who had no prior experience ever making firearms before. Very interesting. And I understand why they wanted to use 7.62 by 39. I get that. They probably had untold tens of millions or hundreds of millions of dollars worth. Who knows? They had a lot of 7.62 by 39 ammo. But there are platforms that exist that are like half AR and then kind of half AK. Because in my opinion, an AK mag is just the way to feed 7.62 by 39. Do you guys agree? In these type rifles, right? If you want higher capacity. I think the integral 10-round mag and an SKS is also a very fine way to feed the cartridge too. But let's move forward into something a little more modern, high capacity. I don't know, man. For a military, an AR-47, that's literally what this is. For modern ground troops and a current standing military that's actually in attack right now. So it goes on to say, and I had all these opinions before I read this, but it says the WAC-47 rifle is more or less a straightforward clone of the U.S. M4 carbine. So, like I said earlier, this is an AR-47, right? If it was in civilian terms. It uses the same aluminum alloy construction, the same two-part receiver, direct impingement gas system. So it's a gas gun still, not even a piston gun. And other standard AR-15 M4 parts and assemblies. The key difference is in the present version of the WAC-47 is chambered for the 7.62 by 39 M43 round, like I was talking about earlier. And this is hilarious. I didn't write this article, but it's funny. The M43 cartridge is poorly suited for the AR-15 platform. Ooh. The M4 M16 AR-15 magazine shape is badly suited for the severely tapered 7.62 millimeter round, and its larger case head compared to the 5.56 223 leaves insufficient metal in the most critical part of the bolt head right under its locking lug. So let's not forget that the bolt head is very, very prone to breaking and breaking teeth off. So I just started to talk about the mag, and now they're segueing into the other problem. Not to mention extractors that have been known to plague this platform for years and years and years. So, we're talking okay, so the magazine is very, very prone to misfeeding. All right. Well, what's the most important thing? I'd say if the mag's not working properly, who cares? That's kind of where it starts, right? You know what I'm saying? And then let's see here. Another part. I don't know. You guys tell me in the chat. I'm pretty new to guns, remember? Remember how new I am? 2A EDU. To keep your 24-round Elander mag from jamming, you need to download it to only 29 rounds, and you need to buy a mag pull. You guys remember that from earlier. Okay. But hold on a minute. If I were to opine, I think the bolt is a pretty important part. That's prone to break, just so you guys know. Like at a much, much more accelerated rate than 5.56. Extractors? Yeah. I'll give you guys an example. If somebody were to tell you that they've had 10,000 rounds on their AR-47 extractor, okay? Or their 6.5 Grundle extractor, to be fair. Just look at them and be like, come on, dude. I'll give you one more chance. So you can take it back before it's considered an outright lie. Okay? Probably impossible. But I can't make this up. The Ukraine Army, AR-47. With the very, very little meat on the face of the bolt. Oof. All right, finally, the direct impingement gas system is not ideal when shooting old stocks of 7.62 by 39 ammo. So these old stockpiles are from the Soviet era, tend to leave a lot of burnt powder residue. Aside from these issues, the WAC-47 rifle is a fairly standard M4 clone. It has a flat top upper receiver, telescoped carbine type shoulder stock, and M-lock forearm. Proposed caliber and barrel length changes are to be achieved by swapping out complete uppers, bolt groups, and magazines where necessary. So that's basically swapping out almost everything. I mean, at least 3/4 of the parts, if you think about it. They're going to swap out the whole upper because you do have to have a different bolt. So they're talking about the old type of ammo that they're shooting, right? The type of powder charges, the types of primers, all that. Corrosive ammo, presumably, right, is not going to be the best for these direct impingement guns. All right, I'm going to stop sharing my screen for just a second here. So, yeah, that's where we are. That's actually the rifle that's, I don't know if we want to quite call it standard issue, but if it isn't yet, they're quickly working on it as fast as they can, right? Whew. I thought I saw. Let me take a look at the chat here. Do I have any chats I need to catch up on, Linda? Rockford Ordnance. There he is. What's happening, man? He can talk about his theories. I'm sure you already have been. What do you think, Rockford? Would you prefer, if you're going to shoot 7.62 by 39, what would you do? What would you do, Rockford? Now, this is a pretty tongue-in-cheek question, but I know Rockford actually really likes the AR too. He's a big AR guy. But he brought tons of cool AKs out to our 2A EDU shooting hollow. Had a lot of fun hanging out with you, man. You had to go to war right now. AKM and 7.62 by 39 or AR-47? I don't know. The answer might surprise me, but Steve Luxembourg with the super chat. Thanks, man. He says, Bucking Horse Outpost. He's talking about Tula ammo. He has nothing in it, just letting people know. Okay, I'm not going to read all of that because of algorithms. So thanks for helping people out. Just so you guys know, I've never heard of them before. So I can't recommend just because I don't know. I'm not doubting you, Steve. Thank you for trying to help people, but I can't vouch for because I've never heard of. You know what I'm saying? So thanks for trying to help people out, man. Did someone just say something about Parmesan cheese again here in this chat? Hold on a minute. They said if they primed it with Parmesan cheese, then the AR-47 would be a good rifle. So maybe that's the answer. See, I am always learning something. I'm always learning something from you guys. Jeez, oh, Pete. He says no AR, Rockford said. Wait a minute. Rockford said he's switching over all of his AKs to the... All right, this will be simple, Rockford. Here's how we're going to do this, okay? I'm not too far from where we hung out, okay? A couple months back. Bring all your AKs over to the shop here. I'll give them a good home, okay? Literally, this is a good offer for you. You'll like this. Come over here. Give me all of your Kalashnikovs, Rockford, and I will hook you up with at least one, if not two, AR-47s. I don't own any yet, but I'll have them here by the time you can drive here. So there you go. I mean, really, I should probably just give him one, right, guys? He gives me all 36 of his AKs or 85, however many he has. I wouldn't be surprised if neither were an exaggeration, but he gives me his 900 AKs, and I'm going to give him one AR-47. Why? Because I actually consider Rockford Ordnance a good friend of mine. With a superior rifle like that, he obviously only needs one. So there you go, dude. Bring over all your AKs. I'll give you one AR-47 because that's all you would actually need, right? Mike McClune with the super sticker. Thanks again, man. I appreciate you, dude. Let me see if I can find out what this is. Oh, man. Uh-oh. 3 hippos just popped. Look at that. It's Corn Pop and it's Hunter and it's the former vice president. Look at that. Where's Hunter? You guys see those 3 hippo heads popping up? Mike McClune? There we go. Where's Hunter? There he is. Remember that Corn Pop was a bad dude. He went down by the swimming pool and come up with a chain. Really? Really? So hold on a minute. What do you think is more important to the American people? And this is a serious question. We've talked about a lot of serious topics tonight, guys. And we should have fun. But this is actually a dead serious question, too. What do you think would impress the American people more? And look, this was supposed to be a meme, guys. It was supposed to be a meme. The former vice president. See that? $3.97 a gallon. Shout out to Pro 2A Tactical. Shout out to you guys because they gave me a box of shirts and I've been giving them away to you guys like crazy. But anyways, gas prices doubled. They've doubled. Soon they're going to be tripled. They're saying, oh, well, $5 or $6 a gallon. That'll be fine. That'll be normal coming up soon here. So what matters more to the American people? $1.70 for gas versus $4 a gas, right? Or Corn Pop was a bad dude and he come up with a chain. Corn Pop was a bad dude and he ran with some bad boys. Do you remember that? Well, apparently, fending off Corn Pop was way more important than gas prices because, and I have to cite my sources, guys. I'm on Locals and I'll be streaming there tomorrow night. And that's another channel, and that's a censorship-free platform. But while I'm on YouTube, right, Susan Wiki, shout out to all the YouTube employees that are fans of this channel. By the way, okay. According to Susan Wiki and Time Magazine, which is a NewsGuard certified source, obviously, you have to trust them, obviously, right, Susan? The most popular and the most fortified of all time. So apparently, fending off Corn Pop does actually please the American people more than having $1.70 a gallon in gas versus was $3. Who would give me $3.54, $4.55, $4.55, $4.60, $4.75, now $5. Give me $5, now $6. Oh. People would literally rather him fend off Corn Pop. If you don't fire the prosecutor, you're not getting the $1 billion, right? Soli Dia Gloria. I probably mispronounced that, but I definitely recognize you being as a longtime watcher of the channel, man. Thank you for the super chat. Says, my 72-year-old mom and I are listening to you unravel the keys to the universe, and she is agreeing with everything you said. Well, thank you, Mom. Thank you to your mom. Thank you. Yeah, she's pretty smart. Just a side note of recognition. She's a crack shot with an AK. God bless, bro. Now I really like her. I thought I liked her at first because I'm like, oh, she agrees with me. She must be smart. Now I must be smart because I agree with her now that I find out she's a crack shot with an AK. Thanks, man. And definitely a shout out to your mom for sure. That's funny. And she's a crack shot with an AK was thrown in at the very end. What are you guys talking about here? Rockford, are you an AR guy now? Hold on a minute. I think Rockford said he might have been he just built his go-to-war AR and love it. But is it an AR-47? Just remember, guys, I'm not knocking the AR, even though I am, because obviously I'm an AK guy. You have to hate the AR if you're an AK guy, right? No, you don't. You can like both. The AR-47, though, I don't know, man. For a military, that makes me wonder just a little bit. What do you guys think? Just a little bit? Now, that's funny. Philip just said I always download my Parm. You just figured it out. I am a moron like all these noobs on YouTube tell me I am. 2A EDU. The problem is you didn't download your 24-round mag to only 29 rounds. Now, that was getting me frustrated. They should have just been more blunt like Philip and said, dude, you got to download your pipe to one less crumble of Parmesan cheese. Then it would have made sense. Duh, obviously. I took one too many hits off the Parmesan cheese. I couldn't load my mag. Thank you for explaining that to me, Philip. Just to think, there was hundreds of people that came in there rude. Can you believe it? People accused me and said, 2A EDU, you've never shot at all. You've never shot enough, or you would know that the PMAG downloaded to 29 rounds is the only thing that can fix your 6.5 Grendel issue. If they would have just said, dude, download it, download that pipe, just a smidgen, just a little bit less. Here's the thing that's sad, though, guys, and this is something else that I wish I was joking about, but I'm actually not. Whereas I actually am not going to be able to afford 7.62 by 39 ammo soon because it's gone up $2 a box in like the last 24 hours on average. I could actually get a pipe like totally for free. Can you believe that? While you're sitting here trying to save up for ammo, if you would just get out of shooting, get into Parmesan cheese, you could get a pipe like literally for free right now. Literally for free. Look at this one. Let's go. Brandon's in here. Let's go. Brandon came in the chat and said, Corn Pop was a bad dude. I know, man. He was a bad dude and he ran with some bad boys. Now, hold on a minute. Do you guys remember this? And again, you know I've called Trump out on a lot of his BS too. None of these people are perfect, trust me. But do you remember? Little Rocket Man, he was called, was messing around, and he said, you try it, there'll be fire and fury like you've never seen before. Right? Let's go, Brandon. That's what he said. Literally. This one come in and said Corn Pop was a bad dude, and he ran around with some bad boys. And then Putin's over there messing around, and he said Shubin and nomination of pressure. It's crazy. It's crazy. I have some great footage too, and I need to get off my butt and get that stuff edited and get it put on YouTube. Thanks for reminding me, Rockford. Now it's been hard. I've been working by myself for a long time, guys. It's just so much. When I go plow snow all night, it sets me back for like a few days, you know. I thought I saw someone in here talking about how they work hard for a living, you know. America the Free, I'm sure works hard for a living. Has 6 jars of Parmesan cheese waiting on my Hunter signed crack pipe. You know what, America the Free? I can't do that for you, but I will. Linda, do we have America the Free's address? I can hook you up with this. It's not the same. It's not the same, but if you'll take it as a consolation prize, I can send you a signed 2A EDU trading card. Would that work, America the Free? If so, let Linda know and get his address if you don't have it, Linda. I'm sure you do, though. I'm sure you have his address. He's been a long-time channel supporter. What do you guys think's worth more? A signed Hunter pipe? Don't answer this because I already know the answer. Don't answer this, guys. But what's worth more? A signed 2A EDU trading card? Or a signed Hunter pipe? Let me know. You diver. There we go. I knew there was another working man in here. I'm a working man. Now I got to pay taxes. To autocracy, then democracy. Get it. Then join and fight for it. Yeah, you ain't kidding, man. I get it, dude. Is there anyone in here that works for a living, or are we stupid nowadays if we work? Somebody just said, yeah, you're pretty stupid if you're working in this day and age. Come on, man. Get with the program. I guess we're dumb, you diver, that we're working still. I don't know. Jeff says, was the pipe used? I don't know. If it was used, it'd definitely be worth more than the trading card, right? No, it doesn't count if you're retired, Pillbox. That doesn't count. You're still considered a working man. If you're retired, you're still a working man. I just want to know, like, I think I just saw someone's jaw drop when I said, yeah, man, I'm out here working a lot, you know, and struggling. It's hard to afford gas. I swear, all the way from here, I could hear somebody through the chat go, you're working? How stupid are you? Right? Come on, man. We can't work. Mowing grass and landscaping by trade. There you go, man. We're in the same business. Nice. Look at you guys. I'm going to get off here in just a second. I just want to enjoy the chat with you guys just for a second, if you don't mind. Someone's going to come in and say, get to the point, 2A EDU. The stream went too long. Now I'm going to say hi just for a minute, and then I'll get off of here because it's getting a little bit late. Tim Shock with a super chat. Thanks, man. I appreciate it, dude. He said, thank you for the shirt. Barrel next week. I think, and I don't want to speak for him, although he just said it, I think he's going to donate something to the channel that I can do as a giveaway. So that'll be pretty cool. I think there's quite a few people that would enjoy that, actually. Oh my gosh. Somebody just talked about Jay Duffy used to smoke the Parmesan with Hunter and blue huge clouds. Is that all it takes? Like, here I am out here. Some of you guys are out here cutting grass and doing all these things. I think we messed up, guys. We're not really very smart, are we? All you have to do is learn how to smoke Parmesan cheese, and I guess you can sit on the board of a big natural gas company. I guess that's how it works, right? What's happening, Ron Wayne? How you doing, man? Rockford Ordinance, ain't that the truth? I keep making more money, but never take any more home. Well, that's probably where you went wrong, right? You guys know what I'm saying. Yeah, it is true. You know what? I'm trying to have fun, guys, and make light of this stuff. Clearly, I work a lot. Well, you guys probably can't tell, actually, but I do work. I do work a lot. And YouTube, that's not my job. Most expensive hobby. You guys are so generous. I'm just now getting to the point of kind of breaking even doing this, which is a win-win for all of us so that it can keep going on. But William says, working hard is good for you. Hard times make good men. Yep, good times make weak men like now. Yeah, it's actually like this vicious circle in life, isn't it? I've heard the story. It's a little different way, but it's the same sentiment. Basically, hard times make strong men, right? Strong men make good times. And then good times make weak men. And then weak men make bad times. And I guess it just goes in a full circle. Here's where I get a little worried sometimes, though. And I've talked about this before. When other societies get weak and they fall to tyranny and different isms and communisms and words that if you even say it on here, you'll get in trouble. Like, literally, that's where we're at right now. The most popular platform. You can't even say. There's literally names of people. If you say their name, you'll get banned. If you talk about this site, you'll get banned. But all these different isms, right? Every time evil prevailed in those places, the United States of America came in there, right? And we were the strong people that came in and helped bail them out. If we fall to it, I don't know who's going to be left. I don't know. So I hope it keeps going in a circle. I'm hoping these bad times will make people strong enough where we can make good times again pretty soon, because if we go too far through that circle, I don't know if we'll be able to get it back. I mean, think about it. Do you think Trudeau, is he going to come and save us from despotism if we fall any further? What do you think? Will Putin come save us? I don't know. Angela Merkel, they call her, right? She's a real beauty too, in a different kind of way. The former East German, the DDR, right? Will she come save us? I don't know. Australia, I hope they don't come save us. We'll literally end up in camps. That's what they have there. Like, literally have camps. I'm not even joking when I say that. There's a yellow spray painted line. Don't cross it. Don't cross it, or they'll be heck to pay for that. So, yeah. Working is good for you. You're right. I agree. Even if it doesn't seem like it's worth it. Hopefully it's paying off for all you guys in the long run. America the Free just became a YouTube member. You must have renewed because I thought you were before. So thanks again, man. I appreciate it. I just saw that pop up on my screen. I swear you were just 5 minutes ago when you were commenting. But if you are again, thanks, man. I appreciate it, dude. Who else have we got here? Ting Ting. How's it going, Ting Ting? How are you doing? Laughter, the best machine. I did get a good laugh thinking about all those guys. That is seriously makes me laugh. 2A EDU, you're a moron. You know nothing about guns. I'm like, okay, sure. Everyone knows you need to download that 24-round mag to only 29 rounds, and it needs to be a PMag. But hold on, they don't make a PMag in 6.5 Grendel. And then they stop, and they're like, 6.5 Grendel, what's that? I thought guns only came in one caliber, which is 5.56. And then that gives me the laugh that I need. Right, Ting Ting? I know Ting Ting knows about 6.5 Grendel. I'll see you this weekend. I'll see you tomorrow over on Locals, Gort. Take it easy, man. Scott Plagman, what's happening, dude? Nice to see you, man. He says, we had better leadership in those days. Not perfect, but better. I agree. Nothing's ever been perfect. I don't want things to be perfect. I'll take what I can get, but I know life's not going to be perfect on this world, obviously. But I think what Scott's saying and a lot of you are saying is we could do a lot better, couldn't we? And we should strive to do a lot better. We should. We should accept things when they're way, way worse than they should be. If you really think these things are going to be perfect in life, that's a problem you have to get over, right? But we should want a lot better than what we have right now. And we deserve a lot better if we're willing to fight for it. If we're not willing to fight for it, I guess actually we probably deserve this. If not worse, if you think about it. Jeremy Wilson, what's happening, man? And you're late, and I'm just getting ready to get off here, but nice to see you, man. I hope you're doing good. Snake Island, people are talking about. I have seen documentaries on Snake Island. If you're talking about the one that's like literally just full of like snakes, kind of creepy, right? Randy Smith, at least the former vice president makes us laugh, 2A. We need your imitation one more time. Do you guys remember that when he was running? Remember, he was a United States Senator since the 1800s. I think it was around the year that Pelosi joined. And he said, I'm Joe Biden and I'm running for the United States Senate. Do you remember that, Randy? And then he got on there and said, I'm Joe Biden and I'm Jill Biden's husband. I was like, wow. There's no way. Were you guys sitting there saying there's no way? He can't win. He couldn't win. Well, that's why, according to Time Magazine, the most popular and the most fortified of all time. And don't forget that. That's literally their wording, the most fortified. And somebody said, well, hold on a minute. Doesn't fortified mean secure? No, not really. Actually, they have completely different meanings. I'll give you an example. If you look at white flour, they bleach it out, they strip all the nutrients out of it, right? And it would literally have nothing. And that's why white flour is not very healthy for you, right? Let's face it, it's not. Now, then the USDA came in and said, hold on a minute. People have to have their vitamins and minerals. So after they stripped everything out of it, they add a bunch in, and now it's called fortified wheat. So actually, the common understanding of what fortified means is you have an item, and then you add a bunch of extra to it. You add to it, and then it's fortified. Adding extra to it, and it's fortified, right? The most popular and the most fortified of all time. So he went there and he had a rally. Do you guys remember that? I went to a Trump rally with Jeremy. I don't know if Jeremy's still here. Literally, it was like 10 miles long. It took us like 2 hours. We missed the rally because it took us so long to get to the line, and we were filming it. And it took like an hour of just filming it to get to the end of the line. Hundreds of thousands of people trying to get in. Like, they had an airport. The whole tarmac to a very large airport was the rally. It was full inside. And there was people literally lined up for hours. So the former vice president was sitting there. Do you guys remember that? Where am I? What's going on? He said. Now he got out on the stage. And they had these little 6-foot circles. And there was like literally the whole crowd. The whole crowd had like 5 people in it. Well, originally there were only 2 people in the crowd. But they made 3 people from the media. They said, get your cameraman over here. Get over here. And then they stood at 6-foot circles, right? Social distance. And they were all sitting in there. Biggest crowd that he'd ever had. He got up on the stage. He was highly energetic, right? 6 people in the crowd. Half of them were media, so they just were stand-ins, all sitting there in their little circles. I'm serious, guys. You remember that? They spray painted the circles on the ground. That Trump rally, literally, the airport was completely full, and there was people lined up. It took me and Jeremy so long we missed the rally just to walk to the end of the line. It's actually true. Ask Jeremy if he's in here right now. And he got up there, remember, on the stage, Randy? And he's like, where am I? What's going on? Welcome, Vermont. Sir, we're in New Hampshire. National pressure. Welcome, New Hampshire. I'm Joe Biden, and I'm going to beat Joe Biden. And then he got up there and he said, this is my wife. This is my daughter. Oh, they switched on me. This is my wife. This is my daughter. And all 6 people stood there and they cheered. And then it was obvious. The most popular, the most fortified of all time. Right, Randy? And I wish I was joking, but I'm actually not joking. And somebody just says, circle back. And with that said, we probably should end up circling back on this. I missed most of the chat tonight, guys, in real time, but I will definitely check up with it over the weekend. And I appreciate you guys all being here. And if you need some ammo, hopefully you're finding it. If you've got enough ammo, awesome. If you've loaded up your mags and you're never going to shoot them, then they will absolutely never jam on you, I promise, if you're never, ever going to shoot them. But if you're gonna, maybe just check just to make sure. I get it. Some brands are better than others, but even P mags, even if they're a 24-round mag loaded down to only 29, they can still fail once in a while. So make sure you guys are checking those mags, and I hope you guys get all the ammo that you can. I will see you guys on Locals tomorrow night for a live stream, and then I have some more videos I'm working on right now, including my supporters Q&A. You guys had some great questions, and I'm going to spend the weekend getting that ready too. So you guys will see more videos here on YouTube next week. All right. I appreciate all you guys. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.